What's going on, everybody? Today is Thursday, May 30th, 2024, and Donald Trump is a convicted felon. A convicted felon. Let's get this thing going. Let's do it.
What an opener.
Just thought I'd kick it off right. My name is John Dunphy. I'm standing Miss Cara Maria Sorbello. And I'm joined, as always, by my ride or die, Miss Gina Morgino. We are sadly without Mr. Kyle Petty this evening. He does have better things to do, so he's doing those things. And me and Gina are holding down the fort. So how are you doing, Gina?
I took a nap before I came on here, so I feel great. How are you doing? I know you were sicky last week.
Feeling a lot better. Okay. Going back to work tomorrow to work some World Championship darts. So that'll be fun.
Oh.
Yeah, that'll be fun. And I'm standing Cara Maria tonight because I love her. And if Kyle hadn't taken her in his draft, I would have taken her. And I just think that everybody's being really mean to her. So I decided not to stand. Yeah.
I'm so mad that Kyle's not here because I was so interested in what both of you had to say about everything going down.
I was saying to you, I know that next week when Kyle's back, he's not going to want to move on without talking about some of the Laurel, Nicole, Cara, Cam drama. Mm-hmm. So, I've been standing Laurel Stuckey because she was my number one pick in the draft, and I do still want her to win, and I'm rooting for her, but she's kind of annoying me right now. So, we were kind of mentioning offline right before we got started that like these two episodes feel like it almost works out that we're talking about both episodes 8 and 9 in one night because it felt like part 1 and part 2, right? Obviously, we know all season Cam has been just like coming for Cara because Cara didn't vote exactly the way she wanted in that one nomination ceremony or whatever. So Cam has been gunning for Cara, and she found common allies in Laurel and Nicole. And I'm curious to get your take on episode 8's daily challenge. That was the balls up one, where everybody had 5 different color balls on top of this net, and basically all the opponents just had to try to knock their balls out first.
Sure, yeah. And I'm a little fuzzy on the challenges in that episode because it felt so long ago. So
yeah, well, so in that one though, Cam basically told everybody, "Just get me out. I want to go in. I want to get my star." Mm-hmm. And then the goal was to try to get Cara to also come in the losing group. And Laurel, Nicole, and Cam were pushing this charge. So you saw a lot of people kind of ganging up on Cara. Yeah. Though Cara is still so good that even with everybody sabotaging her, she still came in the middle group, not in the losing group. Mm-hmm. And the people that actually ended up winning that daily challenge were Ace and Avery. But I don't know. This was like, do you have any thoughts on this? Like just kind of the gang up on Cara to try to get her out and try to predetermine what the elimination would be?
Yeah, it's like there's so much to say about like this group versus Cara that like I don't know if we want to get into it now or we want to save it for like after when like things blow up a little bit more. But it's like first of all, the way that you described that, all I can think about is they're blocking me. So thank you for that. But I have so many questions about the way that this is going down because, like, I know you guys have talked about how we hadn't seen Cara and Pauly in a really long time because they, like, quote unquote, broke the game or whatever. And, like, they were playing differently than people liked. But it almost feels like they're mad at her for just playing.
Yeah, I feel like, yeah, no, you're right. And I it's really weird to me, too, because I feel like I keep seeing these, like totally opposite arguments where like people be like, well, it's an individual game, so you have to be selfish, and that's why like people have like supported some of the moves that people like Brandon and Jasmine took against Cara, right? Sure. It's like it's an individual game. And then at the same time, like when Cara tries to make the moves that she has to, you have people in there like Nicole and Flora yelling at Cara like, "You're so selfish. You're so selfish. You just think about yourself."
But like it's not even just that. It's like I feel like so many of the confessionals related to Cara that we've been seeing are people being like, "Yeah, I can't stand her. All she does is try to manipulate everybody to make moves that are going to benefit her in the game." And it's like, Well, yes, that's the game.
That's literally
Why
the
aren't
game.
you doing that? That's what that's exactly what this is a social game where you have to kind of convince people to do. There's only one winner. Of course she's going to be looking out for herself and trying to get things to do people to do things that will benefit her and not you. That's the game.
Right.
Like, I don't get the vitriol that they have against it. Like,
It's weird. I think, I think there's some jealousy there. I really do. People are
I
afraid of Kara. She's a badass. I love Kara.
it's so bizarre. And like, I feel like, I obviously don't know these people as well as you and Kyle do, but it's like every time I'm sitting here being like, leave her alone. She's just playing the game she wants to play. Shut up.
Yeah, yeah. Now in the episode 8 elimination, we did have Cam get voted in as she wanted. She asked for that. And then Kara did try to do her best to sort of steer the votes to try to keep her star safe, but at the end of the day, the votes would not get changed. This is when Laura was literally screaming in Kara's face too outside.
Insane.
Yeah. And Tina got voted in, which then opened the door for Cam to take Tina out in elimination and then be able to actually steal Kara's star. So I forget what the other options actually were, but I think there was a chance that Cam might have gone in against someone else that had a star, and in that case she would have had to only take that person's star rather than being able to steal Kara's. That's why like the votes had to go this way. But even in that, like, Kara's part of the nominating group, and she just very simply was like, listen, I know what you guys are probably thinking, what you're going to do, but I'm still going to try to make my case. And this is when she was saying to Nicole, like, if Cam takes my star, like, you're the next one on the chopping block, like trying to just sort of like talk through it.
Yeah. Use me as a shield. Yeah.
Yeah. And it's immediately just like, shut up, Kara. Let's scream at Kara. Kara's so selfish. Why are you trying to manipulate things? And it's like, I'm playing the same game as all of you.
Like, why aren't you trying to make cases for what you want? Like, she's just playing the game. I don't understand why people get so mad when people are playing the game that you signed up to play.
Right.
And like, maybe, she's so manipulative, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so before this vote, most of her plans worked. That means she's a good social player. Like, if your argument was, Kara's really manipulative, she's good at like getting people to do what she wants, we have to get rid of her because she's like a strong social player, or it's really hard to get her out because she's any of like that kind of stuff, I'd be on board. It's the fact that it's like the personal attacks of like, no, she's nuts, she's manipulative, I can't stand her, and it's like, she's just doing better than you. Like,
that's what it is. I can't. Nicole is driving me crazy with all the Kara's a bad person. She's a terrible person. That's it. That's just it. That's the end of it. It's like, it's way too much. All right. So we had Cam and Tina in this first elimination that we're talking about tonight. And of course, this was Ladies and the Tramp. So they had to basically bounce on these two trampolines to see over this wall that had like a puzzle on it. And they had to recreate the puzzle on their side. And Cam won this. From what I saw, did not look that close.
No.
Yeah. And true to her word, Cam decided to steal Cara Maria's star. So that set up, episode 1, what we got in this first part. And then we'll talk about part 2 here. And then I feel like we can get into all the drama and all of our thoughts on that. Right. So episode 9 daily challenge was called Run the Plank. This was played in pairs, and basically each player in each pair would have to take turns running up this plank, grabbing a ball, dragging it down to the water with them. And your partner could not go until you attempted to run this plank. You didn't have to get the ball with you. You just had to run the plank and jump off into the water. Cam had a lot of troubles with this. Her and Leroy were disqualified. They were in the first heat. So right away, Cam gets her star, automatically disqualified the next daily challenge. So know she's going to the losing group. What I thought was funny is that in this first heat, the first heat was so bad in this daily challenge that Cara and Ace actually won. They beat everybody else in the heat, but they still ended up in the losing group at the end of it. So like, that just shows you how much better heat 2 really was.
I mean, I can't say I would do any, but I was watching this like I would be a disaster in this competition.
Yeah. But yeah, we had Derek and Laurel win this one. So Laurel took the daily challenge win. And then this set up a little bit more drama because it's like, oh, Laurel running out of time to get a star. Is this when you're going to, possibly go down into elimination? That didn't happen, of course, but but it set the stage, basically, Derek and Laurel winning, and with our losing groups, it set the stage to have this epic showdown between Cam and Cara or Laurel and Cara.
Mhm.
Either one we would have gotten would have been great. But we did end up with Cam and Cara. Laurel decided not to take this, but I feel like this could be part of the drama that we get into, because I can't wait to get your thoughts about this too. Laurel going back on her word, but in the elimination that we got, we actually had Cam and Cara compete in. It was an elimination called Caged In. There was a bunch of balls on this cage that was suspended over this water, and you had to climb underneath the cage, get all the balls down to one end, get them into this hole off of your cage, and then get them into your goal, basically. And the fastest person to complete this would be the winner. Cara obviously had the right strategy, got all the balls as close to the end as possible. Mm-hmm. Cam forgot a couple, so she had to go all the way back. That ended up costing her. So in the episode after, Cam takes Cara's star from her. Cara comes right back and not only takes her star back, but sends Cam home. Mm-hmm. So pretty epic. Pretty epic. I am sad to see Cam go. Like, I really, really like Cam. I wanted to actually pick her for my team before Kyle drafted her, but this wasn't my favorite season.
He snatched her up real quick.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. As soon as he was ready to pick, he was like, kill a Cam right now. I was very jealous. This was definitely not, my favorite season of Cam, though. But I feel like I'm ready to see her come back in a future season because, as we know, she was not even fully healed from giving birth during the season.
I can't believe she even came on. Every time that she talked about it, I was like, oh my, you popped this baby out like 10 minutes ago. How are you doing any of this?
Yeah. And just being there pumping, being away from the baby, I'm sure all that was super stressful. It just didn't feel like the same Cam to me that we got in this season. So I hope
she still killed it from what I was seeing. I was amazed that she was doing as well as she was.
Yeah, she still made it really far. I thought it was awesome that she wasn't afraid of competition either. Like, she wanted to go into elimination, get her star. She was willing, even before this episode where Cara eliminated her. Like, last time Cam said, if I have to go against Cara in elimination, I'll do it. So I was happy to see her come back and not afraid to compete and stuff. And hopefully Leroy does well. So, yeah. But all right, that's all the competition stuff.
Yeah.
Obviously, and we've been talking about some of this, but just all of this Laurel and Nicole drama. You know what I thought was really weird? There was a point, I think it was the beginning of episode 8, actually, where Laurel and Cara were actually sitting down talking about Nicole. And Laurel was like, it seemed like a decent conversation to me. It felt like Cara was being very sincere. Mm-hmm. And within minutes, even though I will say Laurel, I think, did say in a confessional, she was really just looking for Cara to kind of listen. Yeah. And Cara was definitely giving, a fair amount of advice. But for the way that it flipped, it just felt like they were having a nice, quiet conversation. And then within minutes, they were screaming at each other, and Nicole was there too, in the kitchen. Mm-hmm. I don't know. Just, what are your thoughts on Nicole and Laurel?
It's so chaotic. I just don't understand. And again, these people a lot better than I do. I have only seen Laurel in one other season before now, but I also remember, was it Ride or Dies? Was that the one? I know she was in another season. I can't remember which one it was.
I think it was Ride or Dies. Yeah.
Because I remember in that season,
I think she was with her friend Jack or something.
But I remember in that season, when we were covering it, you guys talking about how this isn't the Laurel that we thought we were getting, because in that season she had some kind of a showmance type situation with one of the guys, and all you saw was her losing her shit over this guy, and she was not really in the game. She left pretty early on in the season, and the whole thing was this showmance, and you guys were oh, I'm so disappointed, you're not really getting the Laurel that we wanted you to see. And now we're on this season and she's not in the game at all, because her whole storyline is this relationship. And I get that there's a little bit more history between her and Nicole, but it's she's completely letting this consume her.
Right. Like it's definitely, and like it's funny that you were mentioning like both times you've seen her like being involved in relationships that kind of took her out of the game, because like
It's
I
just very
definitely,
volatile.
yeah, and like because it's weird too, because like even in previous seasons that like you haven't seen her in yet, um like she's definitely been involved with people in the past and like had hookups and stuff like that, but like it feels like she brings it into her gameplay way more. Like she is
Mhm.
making decisions in this game like for Nicole,
Yeah.
where like even in the past, like if she was hooking up with someone, I still felt like at the end of the day she was going to make the decision for her that she should be making, you know, like,
Mhm.
and it feels like it's the complete opposite here. I don't know. I don't know if there's just like maybe there's not enough other strong players for her to worry about it, because like I don't see her go. I mean, she's got to get a star obviously to make the final, so I don't know where she's going to get that from.
And that's why
But
this is so
like,
crazy. Like, we spent this entire episode hearing her talk about how amped she is to go in. She's going to get her star. I don't even care. Kara, I could take her. No problem. I'm going to go in there. I'm going to get my star. Easy peasy. She's going to go. It's going to be no problem. It was like the whole thing was like that she was going to call Kara down. She was going to get her out, and then she was going to get to take a star from somebody. That was the whole thing we heard her talk about the entire episode. And then it's time to go, and immediately she's like, I'm good. And it's like, well, why did I hear you this entire hour talking about how badly you want to get rid of her and jump in? Like, I feel like her bark is worse than her bite. Like, I have never, I personally, in the seasons I've seen her in, have not seen her deliver on
right.
anything that she's dishing out.
And that's what's so funny is that like Laurel is the person that like she says something, but she backs it up. But
And
like
I
that's
know that's
not
the way that you guys always
right.
talk about her. So I'm like, how am I every
But
time
that's
that she's
not,
on not
yeah.
seeing this? Like,
I thought it was super weak to see her back away from it. I thought, yeah, this was maybe my least favorite Laurel moment that I can remember. But I also want to get your thoughts on like, what do you think? What do you think Cam was thinking? Like, you literally told me, like, don't worry about getting thrown in because you're going to replace whoever gets voted in against Kara anyway. And now you're not doing that. So what the hell am I supposed to
well,
do?
that's the thing too. Like, not only was it a bad strategic decision for her because now we're on. Everyone keeps saying like someone in this episode said this might be the last female elimination, and now like, what are you going to do? So
I
it's
think
like you're.
Leroy said that, yeah.
It's like you're on the heels of this final that you need a star to compete in, and you are not putting yourself in a position to ever get one. So it's a bad strategic decision already, but now it's also such a bad social decision because now you pissed off Cam, which means you've pissed off Leroy, and you've pissed off all of the other people that have heard you going back and forth with Kara this whole time and now not delivering on it. So everyone's looking at you like, dude, what the fuck? Like, I just heard you talking about this all week, all day, whatever. Like, how are you going to make this big thing about like, no, it's fine. Like, I'm going to go in, I'm going to get my star. And you're like causing all of this chaos with everybody and then not even doing what you said you were going to do.
Right. I just like, it's so funny to me too, because like we were saying before, like Nicole has gone on and on episode after episode calling Kara so selfish. And then
Mm-hmm.
like, look at what Laurel just did. Like,
Yeah.
dragged all these other people into this plan, got the votes the way that she wanted them, you know, to. And then it came time for her to do her part. It was like, no,
And then
I'm gonna
promised
pass.
Pam, like, you don't have to worry about playing in the elimination. And not only did she have to play, she left. Like, you sent her home.
Right. Right after she got her star.
Yeah.
Like, it's so ridiculous.
It's
Um,
very irritating.
I have to tell you too, Flora is annoying me. Like, she's not really doing that much, but she
Uh-huh.
keeps making these comments about Kara. Um, she like went off on this whole rant on Kara in this episode about how Kara was like so rude and she's a baby because she's like getting involved in other people's. Meanwhile, Laurel sat down and had this conversation with Kara about
Mm-hmm.
Nicole. Like, and Flora, I don't know if you remember this, very early on when the Laurel and Nicole stuff started kicking up again and they started getting close. Flora actually said that she didn't like Nicole doing this because she thought Nicole was just playing with Laurel's
Yeah,
head.
yeah, yeah.
Remember, she was making all these comments, and then Kara is having a conversation with Laurel saying, like, I don't think this is a good relationship for you. I think you should get away from Nicole. Like, this, you don't seem like the Laurel that I know. Like,
Yeah.
just being very upfront and open with her. And Kara and Laurel have known each other a very long time, too, you know? Like,
Have they
so
always had such a like head buddy kind of relationship?
they've
Or
definitely gone up and down. They've
sure.
had, it's been a roller coaster for them, just like I think everybody else that Laurel
Well,
is associated with. But it's just funny to me that Flora made that observation. Kara is trying to talk to Laurel, who is someone she's known a long time, and I think genuinely cares about, even if their relationship isn't always in the best place.
yeah.
And like you have Flora saying that Kara is a baby and she acts like a little kid who's getting her toys taken away, and she's so selfish and she's so rude. And I just don't get it. I'm like, you're talking about Laurel and Nicole's relationship, Flora.
Yeah, you're
like,
saying all the same shit she's saying.
Right, like
it's just, the car stuff has just been pissing me off so much because, again, like, there's only one winner this season. So, yeah, if she's doing things and trying to create a situation where it's benefiting only her game, okay, that's what she came here to do.
yeah.
She came here to be the winner. So why would she just sit back and let everybody make decisions that aren't going to benefit her if she has the social capital to make people do things that are going to benefit her?
Right. And I also feel like the decisions that Kara's made, whether they're selfish or not, like she's not drawing other people into these elaborate schemes and stuff. I mean, I just think about the fact that Cam, she wanted to go in and get her star and she wanted to steal it from Kara. So everybody had to vote Tina in. And that now ends Tina's game. And now everybody is still so dead set on Kara that we had to get Kara thrown in. And Laurel says, yeah, Cam, go into elimination. It's fine. I'm going to replace you anyway. And now Cam gets sent home. And it's like everybody's sitting there calling it Kara selfish, while she's just minding her own business, playing her game the way that she sees fit, trying to protect her one little old star. And you got Laurel and Cam dragging all these other people in, getting them kicked out, getting, like, it's like...
Like, not to mention, it's also like, yeah, quote unquote, Kara's being selfish, whatever. But all of the plans that, at least from what I can remember, that I've seen her bring to people and be like, hey, here's what I need us to do. There is a piece of it that is like, and this is how it's beneficial to you. Like, don't put me in because if I lose my star, you're going to be the next person. So use me as a shield. Or like, we need to keep these people safe. So make sure that the two people with stars both go in because then nobody's going to want to it's always some kind of like a plan to kind of benefit everybody, but mostly me. But so like, it's not like she's being selfish. She's still being like, here's how what I'm saying is going to also be beneficial to you. It's just going to benefit me more because it's my plan.
Right. Yeah, you're totally right. That's a great point, is that she, even in her moments where people are calling her selfish, she's still trying to say, like, this is good for me, yes, but this is why it's also good for you. You're totally right. She always does that. And I feel like in other situations, she's been the only one called out when she wasn't even the only one making the argument. Like,
yeah,
I remember another deliberation where they were coming up with nominations, and Adam was there too. And Adam also had a star. And Kara was saying, like, this is why I think we should put these two people in. And everyone's like, well, you're just being selfish, Kara, because you want to protect your star. And Adam was like, no, I agree with her because I'm in the same. Yeah. I'm in the same position. Like everybody's like railing on Kara, and meanwhile, it's like she's just playing the game. Like,
it's wild.
Yeah, I don't get it. And like, I do also think there's something to this. Like, I get that it's an individual game, only one person's winning, but I feel like even in seasons where there's more than one winner, there's still usually only two winners. Like, you have to play selfish, but you also have to find ways to like work with people and have some sort of like an alliance, no matter how fragile it is. And it's like, I don't know. It's very weird to me, this like balance of like playing a selfish game versus a not selfish game in a game that's only one winner. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's just a weird thing. I'm trying to think, was there anything else? I'm just running out of things to say already.
Well, that's what happens when there's only two people.
I know. Oh, and we also said too, like, all the drama from episode 8 was really just the same drama from episode 9, right?
Yeah, it was just a continuation of everything that we had already seen last week.
Right. There are certain, I guess the only other thing for me that like is interesting is there are still some good competitors in here, and like not a lot of time to get stars. Like I look at people like Jay and Avery, Derek. Like, these are all good.
You just named my entire team.
Oh, really? Like, these are good people that I would love to see get a star. I just don't know how they're going to do it. Ryan, I like.
I'm so interested how this end game is going to play out, because there are a lot of people without stars. But again, everybody keeps saying, like, Yeah, the fact that Leroy said this might be the last female elimination, it's like, all right, well, there's a lot of people left that don't have stars, so like, what are we
I
gonna do
know. Yeah,
here?
I don't know if they're going to do some kind of purge. Um, I have no idea either. Like, is the next two eliminations, are they going to be men's eliminations?
Because
Like,
there's what, 6 stars in play?
there's 6 stars in play, and I think that the current star holders are Cara, Nicole, Veronica for the women, Steve, Adam, and Leroy for the men.
Because I'm looking now, there's 6 stars, but that means there's 7 people now left in the game that don't have them. So if there's one more elimination next week, that means that now half the cast has it, half the cast doesn't. So does that mean there's just like a purge where like you lose the other half?
So there's 13 left, you said?
Yeah.
Well, in total?
Yeah.
I wonder if they do another like regular elimination and then maybe kind of switch it up and be like, who, like the last 2 people that come in last place in this daily challenge are
just out. Yeah.
You're out. Like, I wonder if they do something. Although, what if one of those people has a star that comes in last?
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know.
Because if we're that close to the end, there's got to be some kind of a something. If it's going to knock out half the cast, unless it's just like, okay, and now we're done, so you guys are bye. You know.
Right. I don't know. It's interesting.
Mm-hmm. Because you said there was that season with the skulls or whatever that you said was kind of like similar to this, yeah?
Yeah, you had to have a skull to run the final. But people were able to get more than one skull also.
Oh, it wasn't like just passing around.
Right. It was kind of like, and then I think, I don't remember if it was like, if you, let's say somebody had 2 or 3 skulls, if you eliminated them, I don't remember if it was like, you just get one skull now because you sent them home, or if like you take all their skulls. I don't really remember exactly how it worked. But yeah, I'm trying to think. Do you have anything else for these 2 episodes, episode 8 and 9?
Honestly, I don't think so.
Yeah. That's been one thing that's fun about this episode too, on this season. I mean, too, is that it feels like we're getting rid of a lot of the bullshit that we've been getting.
Yeah.
In, like, USA and all these other spin-offs and stuff. It feels like we're just getting like straightforward challenge episodes. Like, we get the drama, we get the competitions, and it's fun.
We don't have Kyle's favorite club night segments.
Yeah, and even honestly, even when they're kind of doing those sort of things, like, it's not as noticeable almost somehow. Like, it's like, because like we definitely have seen them. Oh, I think there was one episode where at the beginning, it was like the very beginning, they were all getting on a boat drinking, and within the first like 5 minutes, they were back at the house, and like the episode really started. Like, that's how they fit it in, which works. All right. I think that's pretty much all I have. I guess let's look. Kyle took 2 hits in the last 2 episodes. Kyle's having a rough.
He's having a rough go, but that's fine because he just won a draft, so he can lose this one. That's okay.
Kyle did he came from behind to win our Survivor draft.
That is very true. Yes.
He's got some good people though. I like both. Obviously, I love Cara. I'm standing her tonight, and I really like Ryan also. So that's Kyle's team. I've taken a few hits, but I'm still looking okay.
Still in pretty good shape, yeah.
Yeah. Leroy, Laurel, Ace, Adam, Veronica, and then Gina over here.
I'm doing great for someone who picked in a draft of a cast of people that I did not know. I'm looking good.
Yeah, I know. I'm jealous of some of these. Honestly, if you hadn't picked Avery, she probably would have been one of my picks. I like her, and she's very pretty.
I literally picked her because I was like, she's pretty. Like, that was my criteria. I picked her because she's pretty.
Hey, I've done it.
Yeah, I pulled a John in that draft. Yeah. What happened.
I'm actually trying to see. I feel like I've read something somewhere about Avery hooking up with somebody after the show.
Oh.
Like, in a relationship. And I want to see if I can find out.
I'm not caught up on the tea. There's been so much Twitter tea on the Survivor 46 cast that I haven't had time for internet tea on anybody else.
Okay, this is from Reddit. But it does say All-Star 4 couple confirmation. Avery and Adam. It says. It says they were long rumored to be a thing during filming of All Stars 4. and they are currently vacationing together, including Avery's dog.
Interesting.
So there you go. Even even Yahoo Entertainment picked this up.
Wow.
Avery confirmed that she and Adam are an item with an Instagram post on May 20th, 2024. So there you go.
Oh, so that like just happened. Damn.
Yeah. So she shared several pics of the pair hiking Table Rock, including a shot that showed them kissing with the beautiful scenery in the background.
Smooch.
They smooched in the mountains. Avery and Adam. Yep. Oh wow. Okay. We looked at all our teams. We talked about stuff. I think we're done, right? Is there anything else?
Yeah, I think that's all I had. Yeah.
Okay. Well, then in that case, we are Strat Chat, your favorite reality. Oh wait, hold on one second. We weren't here on Monday. We weren't here on Monday.
Monday.
Right, down to the buzzer. You got to throw it in.
We are Strat Chat, your favorite reality TV podcast. So find us on the socials at Strat Chat Pod. We're out there on all the social media platforms. Throw us a like, a comment, a subscription, a follow. We'd really, really appreciate it. We're on Spotify and Apple Podcasts, so leave us a really nice review. 5 stars. 5 stars. And never forget that today is the day that Donald Trump became a convicted felon. And then also, what do we have coming up? I guess just next Thursday, right? We'll be back for the challenge.
Yeah, that's so weird.
Right? There's nothing else, right?
No. Wow, one show right now. That's crazy.
Yeah. So next Thursday, it'll be June at 9 p.m. Eastern time. Yeah, come hang out for more Challenge All-Stars 4. And hopefully we'll have a full squad there. We've been missing people here and there between illnesses and trips and birthdays and stuff. So hopefully we'll have a full house next Thursday.
Yeah.
When we see you next. So, all right. Thanks, everybody, for hanging out, and we will see you soon.
Leedle, leedle, leedle.